Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Good Morning with me, Misti B. Now, guys, I absolutely love representing the underrepresented chefs. There are some amazing home cooks. Do you hear me? Private chefs, people who are not in restaurants, people who are not on food trucks, people who are just at home every single day making delicious meals for their families and for their loved ones. It's one of my favorite things to do. So when asked to do this show, that was something that I inquired about. Can I bring on people who don't necessarily have the notoriety, but they definitely have the skill set? I love all things food related. You should know that by now if you've been watching the show. And today I'm going to taste something different. We're going to do a little taste of summer. And if you live here in Houston, Texas, you know that it is very hot because it's August. So stay tuned. We're going to be right back with our next guest. See you in just a second.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I have to tell you, it is smelling like an entire blessing in my studio. And you know that whenever I say it smells like a blessing, something good is about to happen. I have with me Chef Diva, Nastasia Staten. Nastasia, come on over, honey.
Oh.
Welcome to the studio. How are you?
Thank you. How are you today?
I am well. This smells really good.
Oh, thank you.
Like really good.
Really good.
Before I start chowing down,
okay,
tell me about your story. I know that you're originally from Philadelphia.
Okay, yes,
but now you're here in Houston.
Yes, so I actually been a chef for 15 years now.
Okay.
I'm 34 years old, so a lot of people don't believe that when I tell them. But yeah, I've been a chef for 15 years. I am from Philadelphia, but I became a chef in Miami, Florida.
Okay.
I went to Johnson and Wells University there and got my culinary arts degree.
Okay.
I, honestly, not even going to, hold you. I went for the bachelor's for food and beverage management.
Okay.
I did not complete it, but that's okay because it still helped me throughout my journey sometimes, finances and things. But what I learned, I took, and I became successful with it.
I love that.
Yes,
so what
ma'am.
inspired you to start cooking?
Well, inspired me is my grandmothers. I was raised by them. My mom was 19, my dad was 21 when they had me, so they let them go to school and finish doing what they had to do so for the successful people that they are today. So my grandmothers stepped in on both sides of my family because I'm the first grandchild on my dad's side and the first granddaughter on my mom's side. So everybody was just kind of like, oh, we finally have a girl. And it was already like 4 boys before me. So
what were you cooking with them? Like, what did they have you in the kitchen cooking?
Well, with grandma, they're old school. So it was Southern but gourmet. So my dad's mom, she was cooking like potato salad with apples and things in it.
Okay.
And,
That's
sweet
different.
potatoes with pineapples and pecans on them. So she had she had that like gourmet touch to her. And then my mother's mom, they're from Virginia. They actually used to make a lot of preserves and things like that from scratch. So they always had a garden.
Look, now I see all this juice on here. So speaking of preserves, any preserves on here?
There isn't any preserves on
Okay.
there. Actually, everything is from scratch and is good for up to an octo-vegan, if you know what an octo-vegan is.
I do not. What is an octo-vegan?
So octo-vegan is anybody that can eat fish. So they don't eat anything with the mother, of course, but they do still eat fish and then vegetables.
So
and fruit from
pescatarian.
there. So basically pescatarian, yeah.
Okay, so
but
tell me,
in the culinary world, it's an octo-vegan.
girl, don't nobody know what that is. Okay, so before I dive into this,
Yes,
it's absolutely gorgeous.
Okay.
Tell me what it is. What is it?
Okay, so this is my signature dish.
Okay.
It is grilled watermelon.
Okay.
And it's actually a mandarin salmon.
Okay.
So what I do is I blacken it after I soak it in mandarin orange juice because I don't cook with salt. If I do, it's only pink Himalayan salt.
So there's
So it's no salt in this dish
All
right now. It's just natural seasoning and everything. And then that's a shaved onion arugula salad, and it's a citrus vanilla vinaigrette.
Oh, it smells so good.
Yes,
and
I
it's so
use,
pretty.
Olive oil only where you're making vinaigrettes, and then pure vinegar. And you blend it up, and you have to slowly add in the citrus and the vanilla. So I hope that you like it. It's summer.
Now, Nastasia, I'm gonna tell the truth. All
yeah,
right,
I want you to tell the truth.
Okay, it smells amazing.
Please, I want people to know about this because I think they like watermelon and salmon. What?
I know, but I want to make sure I get this arugula. See, I want to get all the flavors. I'm that
ma'am.
person. Let's see. Trying to get in here. Come on, work with me.
You could get in there. Okay.
All right. Wow, and no salt?
No salt.
Okay.
Because the mandarin oranges, that's already acid. Citrus vanilla vinaigrette citrus is already salty. It seems that way too. So you don't need no salt because you'll just get the flavor straight out of that
I like
from the
that.
citrus. Yes,
because
ma'am.
our community, we put salt on everything.
Right, yes, and that's the problem. So that's when I became a chef. I started teaching people how to eat without using salt and pepper, using only herbs and garlic and spices like that.
Let's talk about this watermelon for a second.
Okay,
so
yes,
you said
ma'am.
you grilled it?
I did grill it,
Tell me,
yes.
what does that look like?
So, once I cut it down, like, a normal watermelon as anybody else would, I put on my grill plates. I didn't pull out, the whole grill, but I do have grill plates in-house. And I just take it and just no salt or anything, just a hint of olive oil, and I just go ahead and put it right on the grill. It's already juicy, so once it starts cooking down, it doesn't lose the juice. It actually adds a smoky flavor to it, if you can tell.
How did you come up with this dish? Like, what was going on in your brain? What was happening at the moment? I need to know.
Well, I was working for Chef Emerald Lagasse at the time in Miami, Florida.
Okay.
They always challenged us to do different things. And in Florida, they cook with a lot of fruit and fish. Okay. Like I used to steam like Chilean sea bass and banana leaves, with a pineapple sauce or a mango sauce on top of it. It's always that kind of flair because it's Caribbean in Miami. And we were challenged to make up a lunch dish. And I had fruit and I always ate the watermelon. I just had the open flame and I was just like, I wonder what this would be like because we will always grow the pineapple. So I was like, well, let me try the watermelon. And then I tried the watermelon and it didn't shrink up like I thought. It actually brought this smokiness to it. I seared the salmon really good in the pan set for grilling it. I seared it. And then I just grabbed the arugula and the shaved onions and I made me a little vinaigrette. And they were happy with it.
What did Chef Emerald say about your dish, honey?
Well, he didn't specifically have it. It was our chefs that were there, but we were able to serve it for lunch for a while. And it was really good. So I'm sure that they approved of it if it was, served for
Chef
lunch.
Emerald is someone, that's a big name in your industry.
He is. I worked for him for about 3.5 to 4 years.
Awesome.
I was like his little pit bull in his skirt at Miami Beach. So it was only a few females that actually could work the grill and saute. Most of them were in pastry, pantry, or the fry station. When I first got there, I was coming from the Westin Diplomat, which is a big hotel as well, and Chef Tom Azar was just like, hey, you got to learn someday, and started me on a Sunday in the middle of Sunday brunch and put me on an egg station, and I didn't have a clue because I missed egg day in culinary school.
And so you didn't have a clue. You
So
were
I
trying
didn't
to
have a clue how many different eggs, like I knew, but I didn't know. And I mean, it was poached eggs coming in, over easy, over medium, scrambled with cheese, omelet. And then, it's two different kind of omelets. It's a French omelet and then it's American omelet because the French one, you flip all the way over.
And American,
and then you push it and then you lay it on the pan halfway.
Where's my omelet? No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
We had to make frittatas, that's baked eggs, everything. We had to make fried eggs. It was just so many tickets and I was looking like, okay, I never did this before. Like I was working in the pizza station at let me come
back to this really quickly. Hold on, because you and these frittata stories and all this. So it's this, so would this pair well with pineapple? I know you said you grilled.
Yes, absolutely.
It would?
So it would be the same exact thing, but see, I would probably put some rice at the bottom to give it that Caribbean flavor. So it'll be grilled pineapple, probably make a pineapple salsa, put a nice rice pilaf under there with like coconut milk to kind of give it that, and a little bit of almonds. Depending on if the person is allergic or not, you got to be careful when you're using any kind of nuts and food.
I had my very first, I'm not a big rice eater.
Okay.
I had some rice with some coconut milk at a vegan wedding.
Yes, ma'am.
It was absolutely delicious.
That's the only way to do it.
Okay.
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
love salmon, right? But I've run out of ideas on how to cook salmon. So tell me again, what did you do to this one?
So what I do is I guess I'll be letting you know.
But if it's a secret, you don't have to tell
really
me.
Not, no,
okay.
I'm sure people do it. But I just soak it in citrus. Like I do oranges, I do lemons, limes. It just depends on what citrus I have. And then I soak it in there and let it go for about 2-3 hours. That's what brings the sweetness out of salmon. Now, this is Atlantic salmon. It's not the same as Norwegian.
Right. Tastes way different.
It tastes way different, just as if it was smoked just as well.
We have to wrap up and go to break
Yes,
really
ma'am.
quickly, guys. We'll be right back. I'm going to continue to nibble. I'll see you in just a second.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I was nibbling on a salmon while we were on break. Now, you have to tell me. So, Nastasia.
Yes.
Because you did not overcook this. What is the key to cooking salmon?
The key to cooking salmon is not cooking it all the way.
Okay.
So just like any other protein, once you take it off the heat, it's called carryover cooking. It will continue to cook. So you always want to go a temperature less, depending on what the person wants. Salmon being that it could be a sushi grade, or you can eat it, like I said, smoked or anything. It doesn't have to be cooked well done when you're making it. So I actually cook my salmon to medium.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good. Now,
It was
you brought
good.
me another treat over here.
Yes, okay.
Now, what is this?
Now that's my apple and butternut squash soup.
Apple and butternut squash
Yes,
soup.
and it's topped with some cinnamon cayenne croutons that I made from scratch.
Cinnamon cayenne
Yes,
croutons.
ma'am, so it gave it a little kick. You know,
Okay.
I'm in Texas, so I had to add a little kick to it because that's what people like here.
Where's my water? No, I'm joking. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you my story
Yes.
about squash.
Okay.
Now, I love my grandmother. She's deceased, so please don't kill me.
Okay.
In the South, they used to kill, back in the day, they used to kill squash.
Okay.
Butter and saute. So I'm kind of hesitant with squash, but I'm going to take yours.
I hope you like it. And it's
Okay.
actually like a gazpacho because you can have it warm or
Okay, and I
or
love
room
gazpacho.
temperature. Yes, ma'am.
I like to shoot gazpacho.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Do I need to grab some of the crouton as
You
well?
can do both. Do taste a
Can I
little bit.
taste it first?
You can. Go ahead. Taste it
'Cause
first and then taste it with the
I don't want you
crouton.
making fun of me if I start smacking on the
No,
crouton.
go ahead.
Okay, let's see. Apple butternut.
Yes.
Very flavorful.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I gotta try with the
Veggie stock
crouton.
only because this is a vegan soup, actually.
How did you come up with this one?
Well, I just know how to put the flavors together. It's not super original, but the way I cook it is.
I taste the spice.
Do you? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
I don't put cream and everything. Like original recipe calls for that. I wanted to make a soup that everyone can enjoy, and vegan being the biggest time now that we're in, that I wanted to make sure that was a soup that everybody can eat and anybody can enjoy it.
Come on, croutons.
Yes, ma'am. You like that crouton? Yes.
I do.
So it's better that way if you make them yourself. And all I did was just had some butter and, like you said, cayenne and cinnamon, tossed it in there and baked it in the oven. No frying or anything like that, so it's no extra grease or anything going
And these
on.
dishes are definitely perfect for summertime.
Yes, ma'am.
In Houston.
Yes.
So, because you said you can. So mine right now it's not hot, because if
No,
it was
it's
hot,
not.
I'd be hot.
Right, exactly.
Under studio
so
lights.
I wanted to make a soup that where people can enjoy, and it's fulfilling. Because you know, sometimes you get those liquid soups and you still kind of be hungry after. I wanted to make it like a nice, thick, rich soup without it making you hot or causing you to go to the bathroom if you got any kind of dairy issues and things like that. You could kind of eat that soup and keep it going. The croutons kind of help put, stick you to your ribs as well.
Okay, now let's talk about this crouton.
Okay, yes.
So I have been wanting to know how to make my own croutons.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me some? Don't let me tell me your personal secrets.
Oh.
But I don't want to have to go buy them on the shelf anymore.
Yeah, no.
So what can I do?
I will always go to go get the bread from over in the bakery at the grocery store. They usually have French roll loaves or Italian loaves for $1. They bake them like every day. When you get them, you take them home. Now you can either leave it out and let the air dry, or you can leave it in the bag and cut it down and season it and put it in the oven.
Okay.
And then you can leave them for up to 7 to 10 days. They're dry, so it's not like you're gonna, they're gonna go bad on you, especially once it's baked and crisped up.
Okay, so after I season it,
Okay.
now hold on, let me put this down so I'm taking notes. Now, after I season my French bread, because I'm
Yes.
definitely gonna do French bread.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Am I gonna cut it up first?
Yeah, I cut it up first
Okay.
into the dices. Like, you go ahead and cut it wide soft and then everything. Then you want to melt your butter or whatever you want to use. You could use olive oil as well.
Okay.
Butter was better for this dish.
Okay.
Even though I guess people would be like, well, I guess they don't make it vegan no more because I use butter
That's
on the
okay.
croutons.
So I use butter or olive oil.
But,
Okay.
yeah, but use olive oil. So don't be mad at me, vegans.
That's okay.
But you can use olive oil, and that actually would have made it better. But I like the flavor of the butter on the crouton because it bakes it better and it gives the bread a nice crisp.
Okay, so I'm cutting it, I'm seasoning,
Yes.
I'm olive oil.
Yes, and you're seasoning, and you just go ahead and put it in the oven on 350 for about 10 to 15 minutes. You can keep checking it. You do have to go in and move it around, and don't soak it.
What does that mean?
Like don't
The olive
don't-
oil or the
yeah,
butter?
don't make it like so wet. Just dress it with
Okay.
it. Let a little bit be on each one because all of them will bake up and crisp up.
Okay, I like that.
Yes,
Then can you give me
ma'am.
some ideas on what to season it with?
Well, if you're doing a soup like this, like I said, cayenne and cinnamon, it kind of brings out the flavor
really
and
did.
the butternut squash because, again, no salt. I use vegetable stock only.
There's no
for the
salt
soup.
in this.
No, so it was
Wow.
just the butternut squash, red onions, some celery, vegetables, the apple, and green apple at that. The green apple knocks the sourness down from the butternut squash, like it adds the tartness to it, if you can tell.
Y'all are so
it's
creative.
not a red apple or a honey crisp because then you would never be able to taste the apple. So I had to put the sour apple into it. So I got nice 2 Granny Smith apples and put that in there.
Okay.
And then the red onions are sweet. So I didn't need to put honey or anything
And
in
it's
there.
red onion in here as well.
Oh, yes,
So
ma'am.
are you blending this all up
Yes,
together?
that's it. Just blend it. You don't use all the liquid because then it'll become too liquidy. You don't want a liquid soup. You want it thick like that because gazpacho is thick. It's kind of like you're eating the vegetables or the fruit, but just in a cold form, liquid form, like a puree.
Okay, are y'all taking notes from me? No, I'm joking. Okay, give me this again. Okay, so we got Granny Smith green apples.
Yes, ma'am.
We got red onions.
Yes.
And what else is in here?
Butternut squash. Celery.
Celery.
And vegetable stock.
I don't
and
taste
of course,
any-
cinnamon and cayenne as well, again.
I guess you know what? I do get a hint of celery now.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, not a lot of celery. It's like, and I'm not going to say it's a mirepoix, which I know you know what a mirepoix is to start a roux or anything. It was just the celery just kind of gives that vegetable, like in my brain, vegetable thing. Like celery is usually going stock. I was using veggie stock like just to give it that extra kick. A carrot can be used too, but I didn't want it to be that orange.
Okay.
If you want more color to it.
Because it almost looks like applesauce.
Yes,
and the
that's
thickness
point,
of
because
applesauce.
I want you to think of apple when I say butternut squash and apple. I want you to know that it's apple in there. Sometimes you get it and people put cream and sour cream in it, and then carrots, it turns it high orange. So then you're more thinking that you're just eating a squash soup. Mine is buttered apple and butternut, not butternut and apple. So the apple is more of the
Very
flavor.
interesting.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to tell
and
you,
you see that cools you down.
Yes, I was gonna say, listen, I don't eat squash because of how it was cooked when I was younger.
Yes.
This is delicious.
I'm
Thank
glad
you so
you like
much
that. Yes,
for coming
ma'am.
on the show with me today. I greatly
Yes,
appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Guys, I am going to eat this while we're on break, and I will be right back right after this. See you in a second.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. So I tried something that I have never tried before. What is it that you do that no one has ever tried before? That's the question I want you to ask yourself. You know, I said at the beginning of the segment that I enjoy encouraging and inspiring and bringing on the underrepresented chefs. So are you underrepresented? Whatever it is that you do in your area, in your field, it's okay if you don't necessarily have the notoriety. You know, I've had guests on here who are in stores like Ulta.com who do amazing things, but yet they don't have 1 million followers, or they don't have all of the things that society says that you have to have. I want to be very clear. You are you. You don't need anything else but you. So no matter if you feel underrepresented, no matter if you don't have the followers you wish you had, or if people are barely commenting, it's okay. Continue to be you. You go out there and you represent yourself. And guess what? If I ever find out about you, I'm gonna make sure that I cheer you on. So to all of my chefs, all of my foodies, I want to hear from you. Again, I tried something different today. If you have something different that you want me to try, make sure you contact us on Facebook and on Instagram at American Star TV. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye-bye.